All right, everyone, it's time for Vermont Issues episode 136. Howard Dean is going to be speaking actually tonight, UVM, which is really, really funny. And you'll know Howard Dean, he was a governor here, and then he tried to run for the presidency. I can't remember, I think, was he running against Al Gore as a possible contender in 2000, or was it against Kerry in 2004? I can't actually remember. I'm pretty sure it was the year 2000. And people here, a lot of them were excited because there are a lot of Democrats in the state. Although you got to remember, that period, late 90s, early 2000s, Vermont had barely flipped into being a blue state. It went from relatively solid red, we're talking second-term Reagan, to phantasmagorically blue in 92 with Bill Clinton's first run, never went back, or at least hasn't so far. So a lot of people, I guess, were excited about the possibility of having another Vermont president. I thought it would be a pretty funny because what Howard Dean actually did was sabotage his own campaign. He had risen up. I think he was a close number 3 in polling and on the rise at the time. And he came out and he made his, of course, very exceptional speech there where his red-faced rant, you can look it up. Look up Howard Dean red-faced rant or Howard Dean scream. A lot of people gave him the moniker Howard the Coward at that point. Most of the Republicans, you realize around here about half the people are like partisan Republicans. Rutland's actually the swing part of the otherwise very blue state. People here were not too enamored towards him. Even years later, they still talked about it. Oh, it's so funny. He kind of deserved it, though. I mean, his campaign was doing well. And then he literally destroyed it. It was all over the news. And I'm not just talking the local news. They ran it over and over. I can remember the next day. I'm talking it was on the national news, too, like CNN headline, Howard Dean, fucks self, basically. So he's going to UVM. I'm not sure what he's going to be talking about. One good aside is that the Chittenden Food Bank will be there, so people are encouraged to bring food. I mean, if you're going to go listen to Howard Dean speak, you might as well make something good out of it, because you're probably going to get the usual drivel that he spews. Like right now, the DNC has so many problems. Howard Dean actually almost comes out smelling like a rose, because even though the DNC had already had problems when he was in there, way more effective than the last, what has it been now in the last year? 4 different people have led the DNC. In the wake of all the scandals, they kicked one person out. Then there was an interim for like a week. Then Donna Brazile took over, and then she gets kicked out. Now it's Tom Perez. They don't have a leader for their party. The most recognizable Democrat is Hillary Clinton. That's not a good thing. The most liked possible contender for 2020 is a man who not only will be geriatric, but is also a socialist, probably won't run, and isn't even technically a Democrat, which is Bernie Sanders, another Vermonter. Howard Dean, oddly enough, could very possibly run. He could. He's tinkered with the idea before. But the thing is, I think the Democratic Party, again, just like with the Clintons and then even in some ways the Obamas, what's happened is that the Deans and all of these others, their politics have been left behind by a decade. We moved as a nation, so many people swung so far social justice warrior left that they've declared basically that the mainline Democrats are far-right fascists. They're fascist enablers. They're gatekeepers for the alt-right or something. That's not going to be good. It's not going to go away, by the way. At least during the midterms, they're going to suffer from this problem, which means it's going to be hit or miss for the Democrats anyway. A Howard Dean-style individual might fare better than a Clinton, though. If you're going to stick with the establishment mainline Democrats, which they probably will, there's about a 99% chance that they'll rig the primaries again. They might as well go with somebody who's the main negative thing you could say about him is they sabotaged their own campaign and made a mistake back, in the dawn of the 2000s, as opposed to a Clinton, somebody who's been entangled with so many scandals, it's become their main legacy, and now has been basically abandoned by the Democrats at large. Hillary Clinton must be smarting right now. So yeah, if you're going to see it, remember to bring food, because, Howard will get hungry too. Then he'll start chastising people about global warming, probably. That was his big thing for a while. He was like a John Kerry on that issue for a while. Or an Al Gore. It was basically a global warming Democrat there when it was popular to be so. Who knows what kind of Democrat he'll be when he shows up to give his little speech tonight. That's about all. Peace out.